guys, it's garlic pork and we used it at Christmas time. Very popular in most Caribbean households. And garlic pork is a pickled meat dish brought to Guyanese from the Portuguese settlers. It is popularly enjoyed on Christmas morning with bread. So let's go make it. First, we have some pork that I did wash with vinegar and salt, and you want to cut the pork, leaving a little bit of fat onto that pork into bite-sized pieces. And I'm using fresh Guyana thyme. I prefer to use the fresh thyme because I just believe it has more of the aroma into it. I'm using allspice, salt, some more red pepper flakes, which is optional, white vinegar. I am using a piece of Scotch bonnet pepper and lots of garlic. So check the ingredients below for all the measurements. All right. Now let's crush our garlic, pepper, and fine thyme. You can also use the dry thyme. That's all right. Now, as you can see, the meat has some pieces of fat. And that is what I prefer to do. Just leave a little bit of fat on it so that when you cook it, it cooks in its own fat until it's brown. I'm going to add this seasoning up into here with a little bit of salt. And I'm going to make sure that I massage this seasoning up into this pork just like this. Now the next step is to get a very clean glass jar. And you want to use some of the white vinegar and pour some there. Doing this method, guys, is going to allow the vinegar to be settled at the bottom. And as I work, you're going to see how I put it, because garlic pork requires a lot of vinegar so that it can soak completely right through the meat. I'm going to press it down, and I'm going to keep adding more of the pork. And once I add it into there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add more vinegar, covering the meat right over the top of the meat. Use more of the distill. Sometimes you can use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That's all right. I'm just going to take the spoon and make sure I'm kind of like move it around or press it in, making sure that it's completely soaked in the vinegar. Cover and let it sit for 3 days. It's day 3, guys, and it is time for us to prepare our garlic pork. Look at it. This is what it looks like. So over medium heat, I did add a pan, and now it's time for frying our garlic pork. Add the meat into the pan just like this. And because I did leave the fat on the meat, guys, it's gonna cook down in the fat until it brown, but you want to make sure the meat is still tender. So once I place them into here, I am going to go ahead, and while you're cooking this, don't stir it. It's okay. You can either cover the pot or you can leave it open. I'm gonna place it into here, and I'm going to take some of the same vinegar juice that I soaked the pork with, and I'm going to pour it into the pot. I'm using just like 1/4 cup of the vinegar juice that I soaked this pork with right up into here. Not much. Once I add it there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water. You either cover the pot or you let it cook down until the liquid evaporates. And this is what it starts to look like. As you can see, the fat is everything in this recipe, guys. You don't want to leave too much of fat, just a little bit. Want to give it a nice little stir. You can brown it as dark as you want, but you know, once you soak pork for 3 days with vinegar, it's fully marinated with that vinegar, man. Trust me, you can see all that oil. Yes, let the pork cook in its own fat until browned but tender. And once it gets brown, it's done, guys. Just make sure that you get some warm bread. But I have made mine way ahead before Christmas just so that I can bring it to you. And this is what it looks like as the finished product. So thank you for watching again, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And stay tuned with me for my pepper pot video next on my channel. See you soon. Happy holidays.